Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the important topic of your syllabi, that is from Sales of Goods Act 1930, and the topic is sale by non-owners. As you already know that according to Sales of Goods Act 1930, the general principle is that no one can transfer a better title than he himself has. Means the concept is sale by non-owners. Non-owner is a person who is not having the ownership of the good. As you all know, if you want to sell anything, then you must be owner of that thing. Otherwise, if you sell the things of other person, it will be treated as unethical and invalid according to the Indian law. According to the Sales of Goods Act, this concept is known as sale by non owners, and this principle is based upon the maxim nemo dat quid non habet, which means no one gives what he has not. The objective of this principle is to protect the interest of the true owners, but according to the law, there are certain exceptions to the rule. Exceptions means normally stating a person who is not the owner of the goods cannot make a valid sale, but if the sale is made according to the following exceptional rules, then the sale made by the non owner will be valid, and the person who is having the title or is purchasing the goods, that is the buyer who is purchasing the goods in good faith, will have the valid title despite of the fact that the title which was transferred to him by the seller was originally having a defective title. So the objective of the exceptions to the rule that the buyer cannot get a better title than the seller is to protect the interest of a person who buys the goods in good faith and for a valuable consideration. Thus, a non owner may pass a better title than he himself has with the application of certain exceptions. These exceptions are as follows. Number 1, transfer of title by estoppel according to section 27. As you have already done the title by estoppel as per the Indian Contract Act, it means where the true owner by his conduct makes the buyer believe that the seller has the authority to sell and induces the buyer to buy the goods. And in such circumstances, if the buyer buys the goods from the seller in good faith, he acquires a good title. Subsequently, the true owner is not permitted to deny the seller's authority to sell by the application of principle of estoppel. For example, where a person sold his mother's property in her presence, she making no objection, she was not subsequently permitted to deny her son's authority to sell the goods, and the sale is binding on her. The next exception is sale by mercantile agent. As the students, you already know, mercantile agent is a personnel that is appointed by a principal as per the agency contract who to act on his behalf with the third parties. Thus, a buyer of goods from a mercantile agent who has no authority from the principal to sell acquires a good title if the following conditions are satisfied. The conditions are the sale must be made by the mercantile agent, means that the seller must be a mercantile agent. The mercantile agent must be in possession of the goods or the documents of the title to the goods. Such possession must have been obtained by the mercantile agent with the consent of the principal. The agent must have made the sale in ordinary course of business of agency. The buyer must have acted in good faith, and the buyer should not have any notice that the seller has no authority to sell the goods he is contracting for. Next, the third exception to the rule is sale by one of the joint owners. According to section 28 of the Sales of Goods Act, where one of the several joint owners of the goods has the sole possession of the goods by the permission of other co-owners, if he sells the goods, then the buyer who buys them in good faith acquires a good title, but in case the following conditions are satisfied. Number 1, one of the several co-owners of the goods must be in the sole possession of the goods. Next, the co-owner gets such possession with the permission of other co-owners. The buyer should purchase the goods in good faith and the buyer should have no notice of the defective title of the goods. For example, if X and Y jointly buy few diamonds and it is agreed that Y will keep the diamonds in his possession till they decide what to do with the diamonds in future. Y sells the diamond to Z. Z was not aware that Y did not have any authority to sell, despite Z would get a good title to the diamonds. Next exception is sale by a person in possession of the goods under the voidable contract as per section 29. A person who has obtained the possession of the goods under voidable contract sells them to a buyer resigning a contract who buys in good faith and without the notice of the seller's defective title. In such a case, the buyer gets good title to the goods. This exception is applicable only where the contract becomes voidable on the ground of undue influence, coercion, fraud, and misrepresentation according to section 19 and 19A of the Contract Act, and these are already discussed in your previous lectures. This exception does not apply where the contract is originally void or where the possession of the goods has been obtained by theft or other criminal act. The next exception is sale by the seller after the sale. According to section 30 clause 1, where a seller having sold the goods continue in possession of goods and sells them over again to another person, the new buyer gets a good title provided the following conditions are satisfied. The seller should continue to be in the possession of the goods or the document of title of the goods after having sold them. Such possession has been obtained with the consent of the buyer. The new buyer or the second buyer buys the goods in good faith and the second buyer should not have any notice of the previous sale. The next exception is sale by the buyer in possession of goods after sale. According to section 30 clause 2, where a buyer who having goods or bought or agreed to buy the goods and in possession of them will also be transferred the good title of the goods to the third party provided the following conditions are fulfilled. The buyer should have the possession of the goods. He gets the possession with the consent of the seller. The property in the goods has not passed to the buyer and the third party acts in a good faith. The next seventh exception is sale by the unpaid seller. Unpaid seller is that person who has sold the goods to the buyer but he has still not received the payment for the goods sold. So, where the unpaid seller has exercised his right of lien or right of stoppage in transit and in possession of goods of which the ownership has passed to the buyer, in such a case, if the unpaid seller resells the good, the buyer on resale gets an absolute title to the goods as against the original buyer. Next is exceptions in other acts. A person can pass a better title than he himself has under certain acts in the following cases. First, finder of lost goods. Under section 169 of the Contract Act, finder of the goods can pass a better title under certain circumstances by selling them and buyer acquires a good title. For example, the sale by a finder of a diamond will be valid and the bona fide buyer acquires the good title provided the true owner could not be found with reasonable diligence. Next, sale by the pledgee of goods. Under section 176 of the Contract Act, pledgee has the right to sell the goods pledged with him under certain conditions and the buyer gets a better title than the seller himself. Third, sale by the official receiver or official assignee. When a person is adjudged as insolvent, his property vests in the official receiver or official assignee. That person has the power to sell such property of the insolvent and the buyer gets a better title than the seller, that is, receiver or assignee. Similarly, The sale of goods by the custom officials and the income tax officials against the unpaid duties or the taxes passes a good title to the buyer than the seller. A holder in due course. A holder in due course gets a better title than that of the transferor under the Negotiable Instrument Act. So, these were the exceptions to the rule where the sale by the non owner is considered valid provided certain conditions are fulfilled as per the Act and as per the law. I hope this topic will be clear to you. Thank you.